Hi all, how are you going? Welcome to another round of Redski's Righteous Readings, raw and righteous as always. I hope you are having a very wonderful day, no matter where you are in your neck of the woods. I am having a very blissful day, my first day in many, many years with having no children with me. So it is going to be a very lovely, relaxed, quiet, soulful reading today. I have a beautiful pick a card reading for you today. I've picked out some lovely tarot stickers. I've picked 4 different groupings, and I want you to pick the grouping you feel most connected to. The first grouping is sign of Pisces. It is the moon. The second grouping is Capricorn. It is the devil. The third grouping, sign of Leo, is strength. And the fourth sign of Sagittarius, of course, is temperance. So pick which one you feel most connected with, either via the number of the reading or however you feel most resonated to. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. Pick which pile you feel most connected with. Timestamps will be included in either the description box and or comments down below. So the first grouping, Pisces, the moon. Second grouping, the devil, Capricorn. Third grouping, Leo, strength. And fourth grouping, temperance, of course. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pick your grouping and let's get to this reading. Oh, also, side note, I'll be using the fortune cards, the beautiful, where are we? Fortune cards for this reading, the titanium fortune cards. These are a little bit different to normal tarot. They very much lend like a child's storybook to the cards beside them. But I will also be pulling tarot as well. So yes, we'll be doing a little bit different today. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pick a grouping. We're starting off first with, of course, the moon energy. Here we go. So grouping number 1, the moon. Here we go. All right, guys, let's see what's coming in for group 1. These are the beautiful titanium fortune cards too. For group 1, the moon, please, spirits and guides. What messages do we have for group 1? Okay, we've got a few coming through. All right. So straight away, the woman, the rider, the stork. And we have the tree coming through. Well, I see that there's a woman here that's going to be a very important fixture to you. Whether good or bad, it's not necessarily about that. It's about the fact of her influence, the fact she's coming in to give either guidance, solace, or to help you during this time. I'm seeing that there's going to be some movement around this in the way of the rider. I feel as if something is coming towards this particular grouping. Let's go through it and we'll explain what I'm sort of the gist of what I'm seeing here. So as I said, we start off the reading with a beautiful woman. So this card is always representing a woman who is important to you. It could be you yourself if you're young, or it could be your mother perhaps. But there is a real consensus that this person's coming in to guide you. This is neither happy nor sad, but someone who has influence. Someone that is coming in to give guidance or some sort of news or some sort of movement here. Because the second card we have is the rider. This card suggests news that has been awaited for is now on its way. It's usually a lucky card. Even if the news itself isn't that great, it's the person delivering it is usually quite gentlemanly. So the bearer of the news should be by someone with good manners or a kind counterparts. So even if the news itself isn't completely happy, this card somehow promises that once out in the open, everything else will begin to improve. So I really do get the consensus that this lady is coming in with some sort of news that's been long awaited for, something that has been very prevalent, very much needed. You know, occasionally this card could be a person, like someone you love, but literally a figure offering help, like a knight in shining armor, who helps move things on in your life. It's always positive and bright regardless. So some sort of news that's been long awaited for is coming forth here. I feel that there's going to be a deep-seated relief with this once it's out in the open. It's going to be like a burden lifted. A burden lifted is going to bring release. The third card is the Stork. This again is a card of movement. This suggests stagnant matters will be stirred up and now start to resolve. On its own, it can be simply read as an event. So I really do feel that things are getting stirred up here. Things that have long needed to be dealt with, or to be out in the open, released, or yeah, there's a lot of movement here on things that are or have been stagnant and unknown. A lot of secrets are coming out. Not even just secrets, just things that needed to be known, things that needed to be accepted, things that needed to be voiced. It's a consensus I feel here. The fourth card is a beauty. It is the tree. Now, this is like the tree of life. It is it's about growth, it's about confidence, vitality, health, strength, and it emaciates any cards around it. It literally just any negativity, it will shine its darling light upon it. So I'm seeing here, you know, we're overcoming a lot of things, and we are standing in our strength, in our light, in our divine how can I put it, in our divineness. We are standing up in our own light, in our own way. We're accepting things. We are taking it all on and in our stride, and we are blooming. We are illuminating. We are shining. We are shining. And it's radiating, you know, from you. It's quite intoxicating, I want to say, even to those around you, perhaps. The fifth card is the bird. Now, this unfortunately is not a bird of happiness, but suggests fears and alarms. As the owl symbolizes wisdom, you must be cautious here in your dealings. It may be that you're staying up long at night worrying, and the owl is sort of in the distance being heard. This is a metaphor for enduring grief of uncertain times. But as this bird gets further away from you, so will your problems. So it really is that consensus of trying to deal with this. Now, when the bird comes in with your next card, which is the ring, you are alluding nervously to the one you love and should calm down if you want to keep the relationship alive. So if the bird is near the ring, you are alluding nervously to the one you love. You are exuding nervousness to the one you love and should calm down if you want to keep the relationship alive. So some sort of news, and it's pulled you off your game a bit. And if there is a special someone, you're acting very out of character, and I think it's making them a little bit worried that maybe this isn't really what I signed up for, kind of thing. Because the ring is a wonderful card spelling joy in relationship, as long as the surrounding cards are positive to do so about that. Now, there's always another piece to the puzzle, because there always is, because the final card, and then we bring that one full center, is the house, the home. This card, of course, represents the home, and it sometimes means your family home with your parents, as distant from where you are now, for a solid and anchor in your life. Most often it will appear, you know, if you maybe have concerns around the home, or you're changing property, or acquisitioning property, this could show up during that time. I do feel that this, because this is next to the ring, which is in regards to relationship or a connection, there's some sort of connection here in regards to this home. It could be a family home that you've got an inheritance or some sort of tie, I want to say, to some sort of connection very strong to. But there is a consensus that there's some worries around this relationship and home. It's like not feeling very secure in that, not feeling very solid. But there is news coming. Two cards of movement here together, the rider and the stork, with that tree of vitality and something that's blooming and something that's growing. let me know. What is it? Let's pull a couple of tarot now to go with this reading, and then we'll move on to the next one. The Group 1, the Moon. Group 1, the Moon. Okay, let's see what the tarot has to say. Group 1. Okay. So we've had the Seven of Cups come out. Oh, and the Moon. Oh, look, it came into your own reading. Ta-da! Okay, so we've got a few options on the table, and we're not sure what to pick. It's a lot of desires here. There's a lot of disillusionment here as well, a lot of unknown here. So we've got a lot of options at the moment. Oh, and the Devil has joined us as well. Okay, so we have a lot of options on the table with the Seven of Cups. We have a lot of choices. We have a lot of options, feeling a little bit confused, feeling a little bit like almost like a starstruck kind of, oh wow, I've been gifted all these options. I don't really know what to pick. I don't really know what's best for me. I don't really know what I want. But having a lot of desire though. Feeling quite chuffed though that you've got these options at hand. Second card to fall was the Moon. So this is a very elusive energy of the unknown. It's a very elusive energy of deception as well, or deceit. There's a lot of unknown, a lot of darkness here. There's a lot of mystery as well. There's a lot of hesitation as well. Could be you're falling yourself or someone else is falling you. I'm seeing something is leading you down a path though that you may not want to go. Maybe one of these cups has led you to an option that was not for your highest of good, because then we've got that Capricornian energy come through with that Devil card. So this is something that was disillusioned. You didn't really know. Not that you didn't really know, that you didn't really understand fully before you signed up for something, and it has turned out to be one wicked bonding session. You've become maleficent, you've become subordinate, you've become lost of self, I guess you could say, to this choice and or person and or place or thing. It was one of many choices that you decided to go with, and it was a disillusionment. It was a crock, I guess you could say. It wasn't what you thought it was, and it has turned out to be a real life sentence almost. It's turned out to be a real... I bought the cow and I got sour milk. It was a contract that you never wanted to sign. It was the rain on your wedding day. It was the something that you really did not wish for, but you stepped right into willingly by choice. Maybe you didn't understand exactly what you're getting yourself into when these Seven Cups came down and you got to choose a path or a choice or a option. But the Moon did come and you were left with the Devil in the detail and moving forward. To be careful what you sign up for is the consensus with this. Be careful what you wish for, because you might get it, and be careful what you sign up for. It may be a shit ton different. Read the writing, read the small print, understand what you're signing up for, is the general message with that one. Okay? Kill bananas, guys. Alright, let's move on to the group 2 now, which of course was that Devil energy, Capricorns. Devil, group 2. Here we go. Okay? Alrighty, group 2. Let's see what's coming in for you with the Devil. Group 2. Group 2 spirits and guides. What do we have for group 2? Alright. Oh, the sickle. Okay, cutting away from something. Sharp break. Very, very sharp break. The letters, okay, due to some sort of news. The third card is the Tower. Lovely divine occult card. Fourth is the Garden. Fifth is that cheeky little bird again. Oh, but the sixth is the Clover. Seventh is the Lily, and you got an additional card here, the Road. Okay. Sixth, sickle, whatever you want to call it. We're cutting away, sharp as break from something, like cutting away at the corn. We're being decisive, we're being exact, and we are being very and apologetic, I feel, as well. Um, Sharp, quick break. This is not a card of pain, but it's quite decisive and indicates, as I said, a sharp break. Um, Sharp break due to news, because the next card is the letters, and that's like news coming. I feel as if you're having a sharp break due to this news, or you had a sharp break with someone and then you find out about some news, which sort of answers questions that you may not have understood before you decided to make the move that you did. Something like that. Second card's the letters, so this is usually a very happy card. Its appearance suggests news awaited which will shortly arrive. So the eventuality to the degree in which this news is happy is born out of the cards beside it. But on its own, this card suggests good news, unless really contradicted. To me, the sickle is a little bit of a contradiction in a way, because it does speak of a sharp break. It's not a very powerful card in a way, but it's a very decisive card. So I do feel that due to you're having a break with someone and then you're finding out news, or news that's long waited for will come. This is like a chain reaction to the reason of the cause as to why you did what you did, or acted the way you did, or why you felt the way you did. The next card is another beautiful occult card, which doesn't come through all that often. The third card is none other than the wonderful Tower card. So the Tower is an occult card. It represents protection from a hidden power or something which is destined. In simple reading, it means someone or something older or from the past coming through. This card also bestows a good long life on the person it's covering, and it can have even more condensation if it was the first card of this particular reading. But no matter what, when the Tower appears in a spread, there is a sense that fate will direct the person being read for. This is sometimes enigma, but the Tower is a card that you can trust, so you've got to sort of back yourself with it. The next card, I do feel that this is in correlation to the next card, which is the Garden. So the occult card is divinely guiding you to this garden. This is a place where people are allowed to meet freely, like a throwback to the age where it was only possible to have privacy. If you're seeing someone in a public place, like a garden, somewhere offbeat, off the track. So this could concern matters of the heart, love, but it often suggests an invitation to a party or a place. It can also refer to an office if there is business cards relating around it, but I'm not so much seeing that. I'm seeing more the fact that you're being guided to a place, whether you've known this place before, something from the past, a place from the past that was safe and secure. Doesn't necessarily have to be a garden. It could be a home. It could be just a spot, a plot of ground. It could be something really mundane and odd. For instance, an example would be a childhood fixation or memory I have of a place where I would convene with my friends was the alleyway down from my mum's house. There was an alleyway with a half rectangular metal pole to stop cars from going down the alleyway. Me and my friend would do somersaults and shit off of it. It was a meeting ground for us because we could see our own homes from there, but we were still far enough away where mum wasn't up in our shit. So something like that, though, some nostalgic from the past safe haven that you've locked away and probably forgotten about, and yeah, Spirit's trying to guide you back to this place or to the memory of this for some reason, not sure why. Okay, so the next card we're looking at, one that's not quite so chirpy or so nostalgic. We have the Owl. So this is a lot of worries, fears, alarm bells, staying up of a night, enduring a lot of grief or uncertainties, feeling very strained, worried. I wouldn't worry too much about this though, because the next card really does emaciate it and sort of I'm not seeing that any of these worries or concerns that you have coming into fruition. In fact, I see the opposite happening. It's like when you start worrying, it sort of activates a blessing, I guess, in a way. And you have the opposite effect because The next card that we're going to be looking at is the Clover. So like you would think, the Clover, of course, is one of the most very gifted and luckiest cards of the deck. It's a happy and it's the luckiest. The Clover is about being protected as if by magic from all your problems, all your worries. They will always subside. It also symbolizes the surmounting of trouble and grief and the end to sorrows. It's really coming through all of that shit and coming through with sunny side up. So at this time, you should put away any unnecessary concerns about health, money, or love, and trust in the gods, basically. When it appears, look forward to luck with money or a wish being granted or some sort of, good token coming through to lift spirit. Next card is the Lily, and another good card with the message of something flowering. It usually relates to business or to the professional life of the person being read for, but in certain circumstances. It can also relate to illness. So I do feel we're having some luck here if we've been suffering from illness. We're having some luck here in regards to a business venture and or professional sector that we've been needing growth here or wanting to bloom or wanting to come into fruition. I'm seeing that will be happening for you. The eighth and final card for this round is the Rope. So as this indicates a whole new path, it's a new direction for you. This is one that you have just started to take or one that you'll soon embark upon. It is most likely to appear when a new job has just begun, a new love affair has recently begun or ended, or someone has moved home or country. I do feel that there is a luck coming in business which is going to make you have a whole change. Not just in this business, but maybe a place of where you're situated. Because the road really indicates something new points to change. It's a new development. It's a whole new people, place, and thing. So we're cutting away from something which has got something to do with some news that's coming in. We are being divinely guided to a garden type place, which is some sort of throwback from the past. We've got a lot of worries, but there's no need to because we've got luck on our side. Something is flowering, maybe in business or the professional sector, and we are going to be going places with this, taking new directions, new options, new choices. Let's get tarot now. For group 2, the Devil. All right, we have the Tower. Wow. Considering you did have the Tower in the original reading. Complete and sudden change, complete and total transformation. Getting rid of the old, making way for the new. This is not just a new paragraph. This is a whole new bloody chapter. It could be a whole new volume. You know, it's taking what we had before. We're going to move forward with this, and we're going to embrace it. We're going to allow the Tower to fall. Okay, these are all majors that have come through too, so this is pretty prevalent. We've had the Tower, the Hermit reversed, and the Sun reversed. You're not going to like some of these changes. You're going to probably even rebel against some of them to begin with. The Hermit reversed is someone that's not in touch with their inner self. They're following incorrect advice. They're being either a bit prudent or rash, and it's bringing in some dysfunction for them. The Sun reversed, though, is talking about some unhappiness, feeling a little lonely. Possibly a broken engagement or marriage or cancellation of plans. It does feel like triumph here is delayed, but it is not necessarily completely lost. It's just clouded at the moment. So it could be just the fact that you're trying to find your own feet after this massive hit of change. There is a sense of not being alone, though, because the Hermit is about going at it alone, following your own counsel. So you could be in a group still setting or people around you that are giving you maybe bad advice or just not allowing you to follow your own advice. Something to that nature, but there is massive change in group 2. I've got to say, it's huge, massive change. Okay, now we move to group 3, which is none other than the sign of Leo, the Strength card. So group 3, here we go. See what's coming in for you guys. Oh, the Ship. Well, movement, that's for sure. Sailing. big change. Holiday, maybe? We have the child in regards to children. The cross, occult card. Fourth is dog, loyal companion, compassion, connection. The heart of love. The rider, forward movement and or news. The book, unknown secrets coming out, and the coffin due to a death and or ending here. I was hoping I'd get through around without a coffin, but we cannot predict the future. The future will tell us. Alright, so the ship, the child, the cross, the dog, the heart, the rider, the book, and the coffin. Something unknown's coming out around the time someone dies. And it's been news that you've wondered about. Could be a connection with someone that you really, really love too. Not necessarily a partner, but could be an old flame. Could be a family. Someone that was loyal and compassionate though. Someone you might have known for a long time, or they've known you since a child. Someone that gave you faith and purpose. Someone you looked up to. Someone you would go the extra mile for. No, I don't know. This one's different. No wonder it's the strength card that this reading's come out through, because I do feel that it's only due to pure strength and tenacity that you're going to get through everything. Alright, let's go through it. Okay, ship and or boat. Positive card, it heralds travel, especially when it falls in the first part of the reading. So very much a travel is coming through here. I feel like this might be something that was planned perhaps for a little while. Could be your ships coming in or going out. I really do feel that there's something important. Maybe your child needing to go to them, or to move like over water. Always positive. The card of children, depending on who it's being read for, it can signify their own children, a childhood state of their own. I feel that there's movement here, going towards your children, travel towards your children, or to a place where it was strong for you as a child. Feeling very like drawn, pulled to go to a place. Third card, the cross, a card of destiny. You're being looked after, and the road is in the hands of the gods. It points to the areas of most importance in your life, depending on the cards alongside it. So I'm seeing children here are very prevalent, and the dog being compassion and loyalty. So this occult card is of the most powerful. Trust yourself in your instincts and allow things to be, to come. Things are working in your favor at the end of the day, kind of thing. Things are going to work out just as they're meant to. There's no need to ponder over it, to lose sleep. Fourth card, the dog, as I said, man's best friend, not a fearsome creature. This card speaks of friendships of either sex. This is someone that's important to you, and in certain cases it could suggest the person being read for has to behave more friendly towards others and be a bit more compassionate and understanding. I think you may need to be a bit more compassionate, or show a lot of compassion at the moment to someone that you actually love or have a connection with. Because then we look at the next card, which is of course the heart, which is of course all about connection and or relationship. So with that, the heart is of course love. It's a happy card, and when well supported, it suggests good omens in your personal life. Love is both an important issue and likely to turn out quite well. So there really is that consensus that there is something very strong bond here, and I think there'll be movement or news about it, because this strong bond with that rider coming in behind, which is a lucky card about the news coming in is quite good. So there could be an engagement here or something, or some sort of important news, or letting everyone know about the relationship. Perhaps it's been silent up to this point. There'll be good news coming in about this, or a very nice individual, very gentlemanly sort coming through here. The next card I found quite interesting, the book. This suggests the unknown, as the book is unread, so it suggests that knowledge about any given situation must be researched, as certain facts have not yet come to light. The book can also mean the industry of writing and publishing itself. So whether you've been trying to publish something, now might be the time to re-look into that. Something that was unknown is about to be revealed, and it will come shortly into focus. And I do feel, because of the next card, that this is in regards to someone's passing, or about their life that you didn't know and you're only finding out now through knowledge of written text after they've passed. Because the coffin, this is a card feared by almost everyone. However, it rarely indicates death. It normally indicates stagnant situations more than physical death. It could speak of waiting time to be endured. Perhaps you must allow things to develop, or even consciously be patient. It could be you need a new approach to a goal, or a new way of looking at something. Generally, this card indicates that you have undertaken something that will try your patience. You alone can decide whether it's in love, work, and whether it has run its course. So something unknown, or publishing and writing itself, it's been a strain. Something is coming out, I do feel, I must admit. Something is coming out which is going to really illuminate something that wasn't known. And I still do feel that this is in regards to someone's life, or passing of death, or some sort of information in regards to this. And it's going to be made light through public text, or through some sort of, maybe you're sorting through the things and you find letters, or it's something mundane, weird like that. But it's going to really illuminate something that you did not know before. Oh, look, the Lovers. So definitely love connection. You have the Heart as well. So I do feel, with that rider with the news approaching, it really could be some sort of engagement or coming out about this relationship, putting your stamp on it, putting it out into public knowledge, putting it into legit. There's also that need to make a choice here about whether this is the real deal, or whether it's just a profaned idealism. Ugh, the Hermit reversed. So we could be being a bit rash with this. We could be a bit prudent with this. We're being either or. The Emperor reversed, as well as the High Priestess reversed. Oh, all majors. Oh, wow. So this is a very important message. In regards to love, we are being too rash or prudent. We're not doing things in the right time, or the right way of going about it. The Emperor reversed is someone that's quite like weak of will. It's a sign of Aries, but it's someone that's quite weak, immature, ineffective, can't make decisions, real failure to control their emotions, really all over the shop type crazy shit. The High Priestess reverse is about ignorance, short-sightedness, selfishness, accepting of superficial or improper knowledge, making improper judgments. So I'm seeing that you're not in your right shit, put it that way. Look at all these majors, fucking hell. Like, oh, in regards to love, we're being either too rash or too prudent. We're being a little bit weakness of will. We're being a bit can't control our emotions, and we're being quite short-sighted and ignorant. You ever heard that song, you don't know what you got till it's gone? There's a choice here that has to be made. And I think you might not be looking at things correctly to get the answer, or to get the right guidance that you seek. I would say go back to it. Look at it again. Because it does feel as if something's missing. Okay, last grouping now. Group 4, the last grouping, the Temperance card, sign of Saggy. We're hitting that one now. Okay. Group 4, the final grouping today. Thank you so much for joining me. Please like, share, and subscribe. I've really enjoyed doing this reading in the peace and quiet of my home. Thank you. Take care. The dog, loyalty, compassion, devotion, going out of your way to do things for others even if they don't do much for you, or maybe getting whipped in the process for the whip, strife, quarrels, debating, harsh words, fighting, difference of opinion. So someone that you've been quite compassionate with or have been compassionate to, she's not so good right now. So there'll be a bit of quarrelling. I think we need to championize that temperance card, which is what we selected for this grouping. The star. Okay, well, the star's coming through to say that wishes will be fulfilled here. It's not going to be all that bad or sad. The garden, again, a throwback to an age where you could hook up, meet up in a safe haven. We have the rat here. The rat. Alright, so we've got someone nibbling away at things that are important to you, taking from you. Oh, the luck. Taking from you, and you're starting to see this storm coming, and there's a massive mountain that needs to be climbed, a big obstacle that needs to be surmounted. You're going to realize this is too fucking hard and hit the road, Jack. You're going to take off on this. You're going to leave this behind. And when you do, I love this card. It comes through hardly ever, and I love it. The fish. When you hit that road, Jack, you're going to get your fish. The biggest blessings of all. Your darkest of hours is actually going to be your greatest of light. It's going to be one of those things, I think. Alright, so the dog, as I said, man's best friend. This can speak for a friend of either sex. It's someone that's important to you, and in certain circumstances it could be a suggestion to you to behave more friendly towards others and have a bit more compassion, perhaps. Next card to fall through after that, as I said, was the whip. This is all about strife, quarrels. It stands on its own for troubles and tensions, and the cards beside it may be able to decipher where the problem arises from. A compassionate connection with the dog. So someone that you've been really kind to, done a lot for, been very compassionate to. As I said, things aren't quite so good right now. The connection is strained. There is arguing. Third card, the star. This is one of the loveliest cards. The star is always connected with wishes, but it is also a very good omen for a lasting bright future. Primarily, it should be read as something lucky is about to befall and be bestowed upon you. It is an indication of dreams coming true, the subject of which could be helped with surrounding cards. So these quarrels and strives that we're having, it's not going to dim your shiny. You know what I mean? It's not going to be a big problem for you. It's not going to change the very nice person which still wishes on a star. It's not going to affect much to you. The next card with the garden, this is a place of privacy, of connection. It can be an invitation to a party, to a place. It can be in regards to maybe an office, but somewhere that is very sanctioned, very private, very secure. I do feel that this is a celebration, being gifted a opportunity for something sociable. It's somewhere restful, sociable, positive. I feel like you're going to get an invitation, a wish fulfilled to go to a place such as this. I feel that it's been something you've wanted for a very, very long time, and it's something that you will get granted for you. The next card, though, is a little worrisome. Actually, the next few cards are the rat or mouse. Not a sweet card at all, but one that advises of alert behavior. This card tells of someone who is nibbling away at things that are important to you. It's a rubber mouse. And if it falls with regularity or consistency, this loss is becoming a real problem. So, rubber mouse coming in and picking away at things that are important to you, your assets, your money, your time, it can be anything really. But yeah, it's coming in, pinching, stealing, thieving, little rubber mouse. So, someone is doing that. I'm seeing that you've kind of already got a bit of an inclination and or feeling that this might be happening, or that could be the case. Because the next card, when we look at the clouds, it's talking about having worries. It's talking about tension. It can also mean silver lining, like coming out of the stormy phase, but I feel that this is actually going into the stormy phase. on its own, it's you really need to think with influence on everything. You know, you need to assess everything at the moment and really look at it with a bit more finesse, with a bit more understanding and a bit more clarity. Because something is coming in that's going to cause you quite an issue, in the way it's going to be a lot bigger, a lot more tiresome, a lot more of an obstacle than what you thought it would be. Because then we have the mountain, and this is something that's big, something that's rock solid, can be concerned with foreign affairs, and most often indicates a person from abroad. In some circumstances, it can concern an obstacle that needs to be surmounted. So I do feel that there is some sort of big issue coming in from left of field, unexpected, that's really going to demand your attention. It's going to be big, it's going to be bold, it's going to be rock solid, it's going to be a real kicker. Because then, and you're going to get like kind of maybe a bit overwhelmed, because this then is the road, and this indicates a whole new path, a new direction. Could be that you're going to overcome this mountain and actually be gifted a, oops, that's upside down, a new option or a new venture. But it does speak of a change here, a massive change in direction, in point of view, something new, something bright, something fancy. And then the final card for this reading was the fish. I love this. Simply money, honey. This is the card of good fortune and represents sound finances and a happy monetary element at work. So this is great, because when we go on this change, down this new road, down this new path, we're going to realize we are so plentiful with monetary means and good fortune, and with a good workplace. This card is of activity in business and with cash, so watch its placement carefully, discover the best source of good income. So when you go on the road, when you take this new journey, this is when all things are going to go turning sunny side up. Okay, so let's get a few tarot cards now to go with this. And again, thank you so much for joining me for the readings today. I hope you liked them. I really enjoyed them too. So for the fourth grouping, temperance, what do we have? Temperance grouping. What messages do we have for the temperance grouping, please? Spirits and guides. Six of Cups reversed. So this is new outlooks, new things that are just about to come in, new possibilities. It could be a new knowledge on something as well, new approach to something, but it's a new dawn, a new vista, a new opportunity. Ace of Pentacles reversed. It may not be as rich in gains as what you thought it might be, though. The Ace of Pentacles reversed is prosperity without happiness, or wasted money, or corruption due to money. So this new possibility, new venture may bring in money, but it may not bring in as much happiness or security maybe as what you wanted. And then the Five of Wands after that, which is talking about you're going to realize that this is an unsatisfied desire. You're going to struggle with this and maybe have some obstacles and some labor to go through to get through this. So Gem Consensus is a new idea, new knowledge, or a new venture is going to bring in money, but not necessarily happiness. There's going to be some misery or corruption of self through this. And it's going to lead to some strife, some obstacles, some disagreements with other people, and maybe even disagreements with yourself. I'm feeling like this is principle-based, like, taking a job that you said that you would never do, or eating fish and you're strict pescatarian or something of that nature, you know what I mean? Like going against the grind of your internal system. Okay, well, thank you. That's the end of the readings for today. I hope you enjoyed them. I really, really did, and it was lovely to get through them without being interrupted, you guys having to hear mum in the background or any of that. As lovely as it is to have my children's sound bites in the background, it is just as lovely to not. So thank you so much for joining me on Rezki's Righteous Readings. Like, share, subscribe. I hope you enjoyed today's reading. Enjoy your day. Bye.